So, let's get rolling. You have slept comfortably, suffice it to say, comfortably, on old frames that have obviously haven't been used in decades or centuries in this building. The lasting smell of that lovely tray of food that was brought to you from Bedroll Isle, which alerted Squadge to the presence of perhaps scrying or detection on the tray itself. Somehow, the Blue Lady had managed to interfere with that tray when it was being brought from Nastryn's, which, as you've discovered, the denizens of the Macabrey are creatures that don't require the normal sustenance that others would need. It created a troubled sleep, but nonetheless one that you all needed. As we start today, Damian, can I ask you to make a medicine roll? You're checking Checkpenny, who's still recovering from the injuries he sustained. Okay. So you would suggest that if we were looking at hit points as a mechanic, you'd say Checkpenny's probably back to about a third of his normal hit points at the moment. You know, he's not a hero, he's not an adventurer, he's not a member of the Order, he's not an overnight recoverer. You know, it takes a little longer for him to regain his spoils, but he's doing better. One thing though, Damien, is you have used quite a lot of your salves and ointments on him to, you know, repress bleeding, things like that that would normally be in your kit. So I'll say to you that you'd need to think about that in the next week or so, restocking your parts of your medicine kit. Okay.
I would like to point out I do not have a medicine kit.
Oh no, this is just the bits that you carry from your history,
Yep.
basically from your history as a physician. It's sort of your leftover things that you normally would have. So let's say then, you know, I would say that perhaps in the next week or so, depending on how many ministrations of medicine that you're applying, you would need to get a medicine kit.
Yep.
Of some form. So.
I can improvise with my alchemist supplies in the meantime.
Mm-hmm. No, perfect. No, that's great. So you're waiting. Once again, you break into, you know, the leftover parts of the dried rations and things. You know, a bit of dried meat, nuts, some dried fruit from the kits that you broke open the night before. You have between you do have some tea, you know, some herbs which you've been able to heat up with some boiled water on the lantern stove top, and that has worked in your favour. While you're sitting there just sort of rousing, getting your gear together to leave, there is a knock at the door. But it's a strange knock. It's like a knock by someone who doesn't really know how to knock on a door. It lacks skill.
Are there any like a peephole or anything like that in the door, or like gaps between planks or anything like that?
No, the doors aren't that. They were well built some time ago, and you can see where back in the old days they would have used dried moss packing in between the boards. There are a couple of little spots. I'll give you a perception roll, but it would be at disadvantage if you're trying to look through the actual door itself or its frame. Well, 10, no, you sort of look through and you see what you believe is a light green colour of cloth, which you know to be what Nastryn's servants do wear. A grey robe with like a light, almost lime green sort of shawl or scarf sort of thing.
Okay, I'll open the door then.
Okay.
Just before we get too far in, what's the weather outside?
It's a terrible storm out on the sea.
Terrible storm. So I'll just roll my thing.
Yep.
Continue.
Yeah. So basically, the element of the lightning. Oh, such a shame. That just keeps you at the bottom level, doesn't it? Okay. you hear the wind coming through the shuttered windows. The problem in this old building is because it hasn't been used by humanoids, the shutters have all just been locked shut, you know, like sealed shut as they've degraded, and it looks like they have been braced, nailed. They're letting some light through, and the building's windows are letting it in enough that you can see what you're doing, but you do have, they have provided lanterns, which you have. One in a small anteroom where Squadge and Windrah, I believe, are in the other room at the moment, just where there is a fireplace and things like that. The rest of you are still in the bedroom to which the door opens onto. Again, the arrangement of this room shows clearly it has not been done by something that has the mentality of the awareness or of lying down to sleep. So you open the door and you see one of the servants of the Macabrey. These small, slightly built, androgynous figures with sort of very wispy, willowy physiques, but they have quite a large sort of, the heads are quite large, but almost like unformed in some ways. This creature looks at you, pulls its hood back, and you see this sort of unnaturally bald head. There's no sign of hair follicles whatsoever on the head. And again, this sort of androgynous, almost musical voice, which seems quite monotonous. And you see like the jerking action of the control that seems to be held over it. And looks up. Master Yud wishes for me to guide you. There are soldiers on the island.
I've already preempted the knock with a stealth roll, so I'm extra quiet when I'm walking around, just naturally.
Yes, so you sort of blend in to the shadows around you. Windrah, you see your companion descending back away from you towards sort of the eastern wall of this room. You can clearly hear and see through the open door that Filialis has addressed this figure. One of these hosts, as you come to think of them.
What sort of mannerism should I have towards them? Are they servants? Am I treating them with respect because they are of a higher class? What sort of
I think the difficulty is to judge them is you're somewhat reserved in the way that you are speaking to them because they're clearly not human. They're clearly not human, and they clearly seem to be a vessel for Nastryn himself. You're quite confident that Yud, who is far more human in appearance than the others that seem to serve Nastryn in the evaluation hall, he seems to be one of two things. Either he is the least length of serving and hasn't gone through more and more transition towards becoming more like the rest of them, or he has been in many ways given more self-control by Nastryn. You're all absolutely confident now that Nastryn's intent is not sinister. In fact, you would strike Nastryn is focused on doing no harm within his own goal.
I think then Windrah will stand in a position to be seen, very still and just a sort of respectful, but not overly like, your liege type now.
Yep. So you see that the figure looks to you and says, and looks back and says, I have been asked to encourage haste. And you notice like there's quite a lot of that viscous sweating liquid coming on. Like there's this strain of almost acting independently of the others. And she starts turning. What I will suggest is trying to think who would it be? Maybe Damian. Make a perception roll for me. Okay. Damian, you're sitting near one of the windows still on the bed, just finishing, tying up the sort of lacing on your shirt. And you hear noises, and they're definitely the noises of armed figures. You get up and peek out through the bits of this sort of frosted sort of glass between these shutters, and you see a column of soldiers moving through the fence gate at the front of the Nastryn's warehouse building, in which you're staying in the top floor, and making their way towards the door.
We gotta go. I want to check with Penny and just all the items we were given by Nastryn, like the disguise, kind of amulet and the stone. I just want to explain to him what they do. And just say, look, I don't think you can come with us. I don't think you want to come with us anyway, but where we're going, it's going to start getting really dangerous, and I think you should just try and move on, try and find somewhere, possibly not here. The stone will take you pretty much anywhere you want to go, but just be careful. Don't go too far. I just don't want you to hurt yourself again.
Okay. He looks at you, and you can see Damian in his eyes. He's already panicking about the whole idea of independent thought, and terrified by the concept of what he thinks those hot stones would do if he uses it. And he says, perhaps if I come with you outside the building, I'll get outside, and then I could help you. I could show you how you get out of here.
I appreciate it, but we can't go outside. It's too dangerous for us. We need to leave now. We're going to use these. I think you should too, but again, it's your choice, but you're associated with us now. I don't think it's safe for you to go outside either.
Okay. And you see he lifts his feet back up painfully back onto the bed where he's sitting, and you look down, and you're feeling better that there's far less signs of any blood. There's bits specking of blood on the sheets from his night's sleep, but nothing like it was the day before. He's far more stable. You see that the figure in the doorway of the host, one of the hosts, is standing there. That is a path to the surface from the cellar of this building. I can give you this path if you choose, or we can get you to a stairway in the pillar.
We gather our thing. Well, Squadge gathers his things very quickly, and skirts around the edge of the room so as not to be seen by any light entering the window. Nothing touches him from outside.
You see,
so what do you?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, what and which way do you recommend? Like, we have no experience escaping this place.
You see that the host suddenly sort of almost gets like a rictus expression, and you see the eyes change, and you see the hint of an iris and pupil form in the blackness. and the voice becomes deeper, and it very much becomes the voice of Yud. And you hear Yud's voice come through this form, this more diminutive form. That is a hidden door in the central main pillar of the basement of this warehouse. It leads to a tunnel which goes underneath the estuary floor and surfaces on the island adjacent where the pillar that holds the wharf is based. My master has installed a door there. All of the pillars have staircases within them and series of secret doors. They do go to the surface. You can take that physical path or the stones that my master has provided you. Keep in mind what I warned you though. The point of where you go and any resistance to the path you take will depend on the amount of pain you sustain to transition from one place to another.
Is the party assembled, or are we in various places?
No. You're just in two adjacent rooms with an open door. So Windrah has basically, I'm assuming, to be able to be seen by the host, has walked into the doorway, and Squadge, you would have been perhaps over her shoulder when you spoke to the host.
Yeah, and I say, well, we can use the stones at any time, so let's use them as a last resort.
Now, you know full well that the cloth bags that the stones are in, whilst they're not in contact with your skin, they will stay hot with this sort of celestial heat that Nastryn has embedded them with to create teleportation. So you have them all with you. So make sure you get them onto your equipment lists, or just make a note that you're carrying that stone in that bag, right? Each of you have one. Check Penny as well. As I said, Nastryn made no difference as to identifying Check Penny as anything else but part of your party. All right, so...
Sorry, also, speaking of Check Penny, just to close up and finish up any injuries and hopefully get him moving at a normal speed as well.
Yep.
I'm gonna chuck another cure wounds at him.
Okay. All right. So you're going to basically bring him back to almost full point. Yep. Go ahead.
That doesn't roll. Okay, that's all right. What do I roll? A D8.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm just I'll be right back.
Okay.
Nice.
So basically,
So
what
it goes up 12 points.
12 points. Okay.
12 points.
That you said the energy you've discharged you see the wound heal on his abdomen through his cut robe. Basically, that discharge of your power has basically prepared him. He's fine.
Okay. So if he does choose to escape, he should be okay, hopefully.
Okay. So the sounds of the storm just rack through above you.
I think Windrah will gather her stuff.
Yep. So you move into this, you're in this room where, standing in the doorway, and the host is there in front of you, waiting for you to gather the last of your things. The sounds below you, you can hear the echoing of a door being slammed in. You know from your vantage point, looking outside of the windows, that you're on the 3rd floor of this building. It's technically a 2.5 floor. The basement is semi-embedded in the ground. And the host looks and gestures for you to follow. Back in that sort of jerking. Okay. So what I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to put up an initiative order, and I'll get you to roll initiative for it. Okay. Okay. So what I'll do is I will just run a group initiative until Ben gets back. Yeah, that didn't go too well. All right. Oh, you're back. Okay. Do you want to roll your own initiative, Ben? I did a one slightly to get you moving.
Yeah. Initiative is always bad when we roll. Like, have I gone away and we're being attacked already?
No. This is just about moving through the building. Yeah. No.
23.
You're old 23. All right, I'll change that. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. All right. I'll just roll for the host. Why is that not coming up? Sorry, just let me sort something out. Okay. Oh, even worse. So the issue with that is she is going to show you the way. So I'm going to make her the default first movement anyway, as we go. So what have we got? You've got... where is that? Why is that not sorting? Okay. So the host will move. So she starts walking down the corridor with sort of like a disregard to her well-being. There's no concept of fear in this creature. It is just showing you the way. All right, Squadge.
Okay, I'm just trying to zoom out. Hang on. So, which way did the creature go? Off in this direction, was it?
No, this way from the doorway.
Uh-huh.
Where Filialis is standing.
Right, so 5, 10, 15... 25, 30, 35, 40. I've got I picked the mobility feat, so I've increased mine by 10.
Excellent, great. So you go dodging through past Filialis through the corridor. Weapons starting to form, weapons ready, etc. Filialis.
I think I'll just move to here.
Yep.
Well, it's like keeping behind the host to sort of follow on it.
Okay. Damian, check Penny will move with you. Not there?
He said sorry, BRB, before we started doing all our movement. Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I'm just going to put why. Oh, gee, I hate that. And check Penny will follow. Windrah?
Yep. I think that's where I get to.
Okay. So you get to that point. As you move down, the host. Oh, sorry, guys. It's this token, for example, here. Sometimes it loads up over the top of a token rather than underneath it, so you can't move. It keeps doing that. I've got to work out what's going on with that. 10, 15, 20. So it will move forward to there. Squadge, as you're starting to move forward, you hear the splintering sounds of the reinforced door downstairs has been broken open. In between the lightning bolts and the thunder.
Yeah, okay. And is this a door here, Matt?
Yes, it is.
I'd like to use half my movement
Mm-hmm.
to be at this door.
Yes.
Is there any lock on this door? Is there a bolt or anything that locks this door?
Not from the outside, perhaps from the inside.
I see. I'd like to then use as my action. Oh,
Mhm.
sorry. My bonus action.
Yep.
I'd like to use my fast hands,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd like to use my thieves' tools to actually create a trap.
Okay.
I'd like to make a trap here.
Okay. So, can you give me a description of basically what you're trying to set up?
Yeah, so it's just a simple. I'm going to lodge one of my daggers above the door. Door opens, dagger drops.
Jobs. Okay.
That kind of trap.
All right. So, yeah, give us a roll on your thieves' tools, your proficiency. In this case, it would just be you're just setting this up very quickly. I'll let you use dexterity on this.
Okay. Yep. How'd that come out? Oh,
10,
not great.
19, not great. But you quickly jam it up there in a spot that will be. So basically, any passive perception of 10 or better, which the common guard would not have that in that kind of search, and the speed, the chances are it will work, but there is a medium where there's an option for them to try and get out of the way. So that was half your movement, and you used your bonus action. Yep.
Yep. So 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 to here.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, there's more doors.
Yeah.
So then I'd like to use my action
Yep.
again to set a trap.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'm going to use 3 or 4 of my arrows, say 4 arrows this time, because I don't have a bow, right?
Yep. No, you
And I
don't.
pitch them from above the door so that if the door opens, these things are just going to drop down. Okay. They're not going to cause that much damage, but it's going to be distracting
A
enough.
distraction. Yeah, perfect. So you leap up again with dex and you jump them up into the frame of this door. So give us another thieves' tools roll. Oh, much better. This one, what you've done, you've jammed one in the hinge and you've jammed 2 up at the latch, so at the top of the door. So if they push the door, it'll jam and probably bounce back, and the 2 arrowheads will come forward with the arrows jammed at the top. All right, so that's your action, Filialis.
$40.
Yep. So you go running up to your companion as you're watching Filialis jamming these things into the door frames as he moves along. What would you like to? Anything you'd like to do?
Not right now, no. I'm all good at the moment.
Yep. Okay. So I'm going to just put this in here. So what was Squadge's 23, wasn't it? I'm just going to chuck, even though the host is only on 1, I'm going to leave it at 1, but it will move first at the start of every turn. Right, Damian, you have your colleague with you. Check Penny.
I'm just kind of keeping a close eye on Check Penny. He's just gonna walk with me as we keep up with the group.
Okay.
How far can I go? Let's find out. Okay. I immediately forgot where that was.
Right.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. So check Penny, closeting over your shoulder, like almost hanging on to you as you're moving forward. He's coming along with you.
Yeah, I'll hold on to my I'll hold on to my crossbow actually. And I'll
All
just
right,
have
so
that
you're
ready to
holding
go.
your crossbow for an action?
Yep.
Yep. All right, Windrah.
Uh, Windrah is gonna first sidle up to check Penny and give him her like homemade vine sling.
Yeah, okay. So you pass that over.
And then yeah, and just hope that he has something he can sling and knows
Sling
how to
it.
use the sling.
Yeah, all right. So you
Yeah.
take. So he's seen you
And
use
then
it.
move the
He's
rest.
seen you use it, so there is a chance he'll work out how to use it effectively. Yep, carry on. Uh-oh. Have we lost Annie? I think we may have.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. I'll just give it a sec. See if she can come back.
Uh-huh.
Hmm?
We're back.
Hey.
I'm back.
You're back?
My internet were left.
Okay. All right. Brilliant.
Yeah, what I heard was I was handing it over to him, and then you said, you can see and then,
Yeah. He has seen you use it before, so there is a good chance he will be able to work out to use it should he find ammunition to do it. All right. So, Windrah, you get to that point as you're moving along. The host. You see the host walks to the top of the spiral staircase and starts to descend down the stairs. All right. Squadge.
Squadge would like to say to the host,
Mm-hmm.
going, watch out for these things above the door.
Okay. So you pass that out, and you see the black eyes like in this dark room turn around. You don't know if it's looking at you or not, but the head sort of jerks and spasms a little bit, and it starts to lope forward. You can see it is struggling with this independent action, even to the point where Squadge, as you're sort of shadowing it, and I'll say, look, what I'll do is I'll bring you to here. Like you get to the top of the staircase.
Well, I was
Sorry.
sorry, Matt. I was actually going to wait till everyone else had descended.
Oh, okay. All right. Because she was actually. So you just said that in passing to her. She
Yeah,
hadn't passed, right?
ask
Oh, yeah.
Pop, just watch out.
Yep. Okay. No worries. So you watch as she does that, but you do notice, Squadge, as you're passing that on, in the shadows of the light coming through the window, you see that the left hand of this creature, which, Squadge, you're identifying as female, just purely in this moment of looking at this form in its shadow form of being so, more lightly built. You look and you see the shadow of the hand breaks a little bit, and you see it like form more into a series of a few sort of tentacle appendages, and then it quickly reforms back into what looks to be the shadow of a hand as it starts moving down.
But again, that's very much just like a manifestation of Nastryn. Yeah, that's what Squadge is thinking anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. But you do take it because one of the things Squadge does is he does read. He's got a real sense of pressure, and he reads it very well in other people when he's actually seeing it. It actually makes him good at playing things like cards and things like that. But he can see that this creature is struggling with this independence. Right, Filialis.
Oh, sorry. So Squadge would just like to stand by what looks like this last set of doors.
Yep.
With weapons in hand, ready to skewer anything that comes through, but making sure the party descends.
Okay. So, as you get near to the top, Filialis, you watch as the host disappears around the column of the stairs, and you can hear her feet making their way down lightly. At that stage, you also hear the movement of heavier boots coming up.
Oh, so going up the stairs?
Yes, but it seems further down. They're coming from lower down.
Alright, I'll say over to they're coming.
Yep.
They are near. So be ready.
Okay.
And then I'll start heading down the stairs as well.
All right. So you move down the staircase and you watch, you can see the host descending around the corner as you're just like shadowing her movement. You can see that as she gets near the bottom, you hear the discharge of a crossbow. You can hear it, that, but it clatters into the wall. Somebody just fired way too early. So they're not at the next level, but they're on their way up to that level. You can see that the host, doesn't really seem to have a sense of it, has a delayed response to it, but does not try to keep going down the stair. And steps off the actual staircase itself. So what I'm going to say is, Filialis, you have arrived here. Oh, bloody thing. There.
All right.
Okay. So they're coming from that level. Any other? You've gone down to that point. Any other action you want to take? Bonus action?
I think I'll just draw my staff, I reckon, just
Yep.
so that I can, and if something reaches me, I can react.
Okay. So you're staying at that spot, waiting near the central column of the spiral stair, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So you get to that spot with a held action. Damian.
Yeah, just trying to move. We're going through here, right?
No, you'll be going down the staircase, so descending down that point there.
I'm going to wait until someone else goes down first, just because I've got Check Penny with me.
Okay. So you're there
I
next
feel
to...
it's already gone down.
Sorry?
Yeah, but I want a little bit more meat between me.
Yeah.
So I might wait till Windrah or Squadge goes down.
All right.
So can I hold to follow after?
Can you hold the what, sorry?
Can I hold my action to follow after?
Yeah, of course, but you're still holding an action to use your crossbow, aren't you? Or is it you're dispensing with that held action?
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
not going to do that. I'm going to put my crossbow away, actually.
Okay. Windrah.
Yeah, following suit, going down the stairway.
Mm-hmm.
Jump on in there and
You're
also
starting to descend? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll prepare my club.
Okay. So the host below Filialis from this point that you can see looks back to you clearly now out of its depth. You can see there's no indication of you controlling the creature itself. You see that its form is starting to break up now. You can see it with your enhanced vision. It's struggling to hold this humanoid form together in its entirety.
Okay.
All right. So you're just holding position still, because you can clearly hear armored feet are coming up.
So is Nastryn moving on?
The
Is
the host? No, it's sort of frozen there. You get the sense it's now looking for leadership from you or the party. It knows that it was trying to go down. You know it wants to go down another level. It wants to keep getting down into the basement, but it's struggling to get there.
Okay. In that case, I guess because I can hear stuff coming. I think I'll try and put down my I've got like a hunting like snare sort of thing,
Yes?
and just have it so that the first person who sort of comes up will just sort of trip.
Activate the snare? Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're going to put your snare into place. So just give me a dexterity roll for me. You know, it could be acrobatics, whatever works. Oh dear. So you start throwing your snare down the Filialis and you get distracted by the changing form of this creature in the corner, not knowing what to do. And your snare goes up forward and then gets caught like on a bracket that a sconce normally where perhaps a lantern or a torch might have been held in this framework. And as it catches it, your snare sort of lodges hooks onto it, but it's about 6 feet down. If you can get to it, you can go down and unleash it, but you'll be exposing yourself to the next circle of the staircase coming up. The pillar won't be blocking any vision towards you.
I think I've tried. I'll just leave it, I reckon.
Okay, so you're just going to leave it hanging there? All right.
Yeah.
So as you do that, you see this guard appears coming next to you. Now, even though he's physically there that I'm showing you, he is not coming within 5 feet of you. He can't use... You can see he has a spear on his back, and he obviously is the one that discharged the crossbow. It's not loaded, and you can see that he's pushed that down on its strap, and he's fumbling for a short sword in a scabbard out of his belt. You have an advantage. He is right-handed, so the actual nature of the staircase is actually protecting you at the moment.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so he is getting to that point, and I'm just going to give him... so the guard. So he's actually, quite focused. So he will be involved in the next round. Where are we? Litehands, you can hear scrambling and the footfall of the guards below. At this stage, you can now hear a voice of a commander of some form calling out for the troops. Get up that staircase! They're up there somewhere. All right.
Right. Bravery isn't really Squadge's forte.
Mm-hmm.
Not bravery into battle anyway. Running away from it, very brave. I think it's better that we make us. I don't know what's down on the next level, but it's good to make a stand here, or at least we've got some traps set up, and we can hide in here, and we can use our stones should we need to. The problem is knowing where to deliver them to, or get them to deliver us to. Exactly, and that's something maybe the host could tell us.
Right.
I seem to have lost my map. Sorry, I seem to have lost my map. So I believe that Squadge is going. Now hasn't maintained his stealth, has he?
No, not at the moment.
No. Hmm. I think that wha- it's okay. Perception is action
Yep.
to determine how many pairs of boots.
You would count. It's hard because of the cacophony, but you focus, you just stop for a minute, you listen. You would say at least 7, maybe 10, maybe 12 at the top.
Yeah.
But as a reasonable contingent of guards.
Mm. And we've heard the captain say they're up there somewhere.
Yep.
So I'm going to go to the edge of the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and descend to the level where,
Yeah,
5 minutes time until I see something where Filialis is.
Yep, sure. All right.
I'm
So
able to.
what I'm going to do, I'll just move you down, so 5, 10, 15. But what I'm going to do is put you here, just so you can see, right? But you're actually roughly just above Filialis on the staircase. All right?
Oh, hang on. Right. Okay, I got you.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. Above Filialis.
Yeah. So you're above Filialis. You're actually behind him on the staircase. Further down on the staircase, you can see the form of a guard, the first guard, coming up.
Okay, so that's my move.
Yep.
My action is then going to be to close my character sheet and then reopen it.
Excellent.
Yep.
Good.
And I'm going to discharge a bag of ball bearings over
Filialis's head. Cool. So you're just throwing them over the top onto a staircase. Brilliant.
Yeah. And because it's a curved staircase, I imagine they're going to descend throughout the order. Yeah.
All right. Roll me a dex roll and avoid a fumble. Unfortunately, like the tire with his snare. All right, so you get them over the top. So Filialis, you watch. It's not that hard for Squadge to throw them over, but what you catch in the darkness with your vision, like these balls going crashing down through the staircase. All right, so they go rolling down, and you can see that a measure of chaos ensues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a general save on dexterity, and I'm going to give that, because it's virtually in the dark, they can't see properly. I'm going to make it a DC of 50 ball bearing, DC 10 dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, it's very low, but it's still best I can do.
No, I'm making it 13. It's in a dark staircase, right? And they're coming up the staircase. I think it's vastly more effective than that. So I'm going to make 3 rolls to the first 3 guards that are coming through. The first does make it, the first guard, because he probably sees them coming. Oops, sorry, I've made a strength saving throw there. My apologies. I'll redo that. Dex for the next. Who makes it?
Yep.
And the next. All 3 of them made it with the ball bearings as they go rolling down the side. Oh, such a good idea, but unfortunately it hasn't worked. They've just fallen in spots and rolled around them and gone down along the edge of the wall and just haven't quite made the impact that you would hope for. All right. The first guard is being exhorted by a commander to move forward and take action. Yeah. Okay. Just having a look at what we can do. Yep. So the first guard will move. Oh, geez, that thing is giving me shits. I'm getting rid of it. The next thing will come up. It will step up through and sees you, Filialis, and lunges towards you with a short sword. With a 19 to hit. For 6 points of damage. Like, just... And you sort of Filialis go, oh, God, not again! From the previous day. Right. Okay. So the guard, he can't get past you, so that's basically his action. Filialis, you're up. Like, you're lunging back, and pull the blade comes back, sort of like grazing the inside of your thigh. Oh, God.
Right, I'm just gonna give him an attack, I reckon.
Okay, so you had your quarterstaff ready. Go ahead.
Oh, yes.
I will give you a second attack with your staff because you were readying an action when you went for your snare. So I'll give you a second attack with your staff. So you're just jabbing down, you know, again. But unfortunately, both have not worked.
I will activate my flurry of blows.
Yep.
To do 2 unarmed strikes against them.
Okay, go ahead. No! Oh, no!
That's your second one today, Filialis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll your fumble for me, mate. Okay, so the second strike. Yeah.
Fumble.
Roll twice. Re-roll. No, Tom. Hit self, normal damage. And fall and drop primary weapons. So you've just slipped on the stairs, probably in your own blood. You've slid down and you've hit. You didn't actually hit yourself. So you didn't hit anything. So you haven't done any damage. But you do actually fall and your staff goes clattering down. What I'm going to do, though, is roll me a D100. I'm going to give you a luck roll. See if Lady Luck may step in here. Go ahead. No, not quite. So you watch as your staff bounces away and sort of hits the wall and like gets caught in another one of those sconces. And for the fleeting of seconds as you start falling down the staircase yourself, Filialis, you see that the head of your quarterstaff almost goes through the head of your own snare to lock in, like as a trip hazard for something for you to grab hold of as you go past. But as you start falling down, I'm going to give you a dexterity saving throw, but with a DC of 19. If you can get that, you grab your own snare and it stops you falling against the floor and being stunned. You just do it. So you just manage to avoid being stunned by grabbing your own snare. Okay, so you get yourself down. You manage to hold your position. No further action. However, what the captain of these guards will use his command function on the guard beforehand, and they can use a reaction to attack you again. So the guard will go in at you again with the short sword. But this time misses you. The luck finally starts working your way. This blade sort of into the ground near you as you're rolling around in the ground, but you are not stunned. I will say you are prone, but you're not stunned.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. Damian, you hear the clatter, you hear the grunting noise. You can definitely pick the tone of Filialis's voice going, yeah, shit! Further down there. And you hear what you think is maybe an involuntary laugh, like bellow from Squadge. Or is it oops? You couldn't quite tell because he just threw ball bearings down into the darkness, and next thing is the tyres slipping around and falling over down there. Right, go ahead.
My roll 20 is being a bit weird, but should be fine.
Can I say, guys, so is mine. It's weird stuff's happening. So I have settings on this to always open up roll damage when you roll an attack for NPCs, and it's not rolling damage. There's something going on with roll 20 today. But go ahead.
As I try and move around, trying to get this fixed. I just want to set up my mind link with someone, but I don't know who's currently not indisposed.
Do you need to be able to see them to establish the mind link?
Yes, actually. Can I see anyone on the staircase?
Only Windrah is the only person ahead of you you can see. The rest of them have gone out of sight.
Alright. I can't get anything up because I can't even launch the game now. It's just not even working. I don't know. Maybe it's just my laptop.
We can imagine what you might be doing. What might you be doing?
Damian wants to get out, but he wants to communicate with everyone where we're going first. No, he'll just for now, I'll stand at the top of the staircase.
All right.
I'm gonna tell Chickpea not to follow me, and stay back.
So
a
to
bit.
stay where he is. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'll move you for the purposes of seeing it to the top of the staircase. Yep.
And I'll I'll just hold a sacred flame. If anyone that isn't my ally comes up the stairs.
Okay. So you are waiting. So with the sounds of your companions obviously entering combat, Windrah, you are at the stairs ahead of Damian. Do you want to descend? Yep.
Yes, please.
Okay. So I'll just get that out the road. I will move you over to here. So you are here, but you're not physically there, if you know what I mean. You're just higher up the stairs. You can see Squadge in front of you. You can see Filialis get on the ground, like on the stairs, just trying to get up further down the staircase. You can see the shadow of the guard, and you saw, as you came around the corner of the central pillar, you watched the sword come back from hitting the steps just near Filialis's leg as she's retreating back up to try and get out of the way. All right, what would you like to do? You could...
Can I see any of the other guards?
No, because it's quite a thin staircase. You could move past Squadge. You can squeeze. You're not that large. You could get around behind Squadge. However, in saying that, if you do so, you will be within the eye line of whoever is attacking Filialis.
Okay. Yes, I would like to get within the eye line of whoever is attacking Filialis.
All right. So you move past Squadge, who's just like just looking back and like stepping back after the ball bearing event, and you get around the corner and you can see this guard just retracting the blade and getting ready to come back in and lunge. You can see another clear form behind him, however. So the next guard is coming around the corner, and you can see that this guard has swapping his spear around to the other side to be able to lunge with it, push it forward left-handed with reach. I don't care what D&D says. Spears have reach. They have 10-foot reach.
Yeah.
Shit.
Are they considered a ranged weapon?
Well, they're ranged. They can throw them, but they have reach.
Right,
There's
but
no
he'd be looking at he'd be
Yeah.
looking not at a ranged attack.
No, he's trying to get up and lunge over the other one, around the other one towards Filialis.
Okay. Whichever one I can reach with this, I would like to club over the head.
Okay, so you're going to step over the. Fortunately, you're in a position. Filialis is currently still prone. Step over and just like club over the top, trying to keep them away from Filialis. So that would be the first guard that has already been has engaged previously with Filialis.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Woo!
Oh, brilliant! So you leech over. Now keep in mind you've got your advantage for your storm benefit at the moment.
That's a +1, I believe.
+1 at the moment, so that would be an 18. So just keep that in mind for any other hit. So you come over and you strike. It's not the heaviest of blows, but it is enough to knock him back. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to make a dex save. Now, this will be a higher DC of, a lower DC of 10, but just to see whether the ball bearings from Squadge can still be in play as they're rolling around on these stairs.
I'd also like to yell, "That's a warning!" as I do a little whack.
You sort of see, like, it's almost acutely in your eyes, Windrah, as you watch as his foot goes back to dodge after the impact of your club, as light as it was, and you watch one of his booted feet almost go onto one of the ball bearings and Squadges that's still on the stair, but he just misses it. So he doesn't lose that measure of footing. The next guard here, I'm just going to put his initiative in. Terrible initiative. So he'll definitely go last, whoever this the guard will be, which is good. You put off the next guard for this blow on your companion. Are you maintaining your position?
Oh shit. I think I'll move further forward. If he's taken a step back, I'll advance a bit further. Yeah.
Okay.
So get in between Filialis and him, I guess.
Okay, so you've got to step down on the stairs beside Filialis, the outside wall, but that's sort of the spear side, so that you potentially be putting yourself in the target of that spear when it comes through.
That is fine for the tire.
All right. For the tire, to defend the tire. All right. So the host, you see in the staircase, you watch as it moves forward slightly, and you see its arm reaches forward, and the arm breaks into like a group of clustered 3 tentacles and extends down, and you watch Windrah as it goes past you and Squadge, and it goes through and it grabs hold of the back of Filialis's collar, like halberd collar, and hoiks you up with all inhuman strength. So suddenly, Filialis, you get dragged back up onto your feet. You can't really see what you're doing, but you do not have to use any of your movement to get up. It just picks you up and puts you up onto your feet. I'll just bring that last guard in at the end of the round. So we're now here. With that guard would act at the end of the turn after Nastryn. So that spear attack will come in. Be one-handed from the left. Oh, crit on you, Windrah. As the spear goes slamming into you. Clashes along the wall. So it would be 3 points of damage plus the crit. Massive 3. So 9 points of damage from the spear blow. Alright. Ow. Right. So we are back to
Instead of screaming out in pain, I'd like to say ouchie.
Ouchie. You are there. Ouch.
Ouchie.
Most definitely ouchie. Yeah. Alright. Squadge, you watch as this bizarre things are happening. This tentacles right Filialis. The spear comes through, and you watch it go into Windrah's abdomen as she's defending over, trying to defend Filialis, who now is upright and up against the wall. All right.
Now, I can't see the guard, can I?
Oh,
Or can I?
you can definitely see the arm of the one with the spear and the shoulder. You can target the left shoulder of the attack on Windrah.
And the other one is prone, or the other one is.
No, just been belted. Almost stepped on one of your ball bearings. So now, if you can imagine, guys, this staircase, which wasn't the most secure and safe thing to climb or go down, now has Filialis's blood on it, has a guard, has Windrah's blood spraying on it. There are ball bearings on it. Yep. And underneath, there's a commander bellowing for these guys to move forward.
So, not quite sure what we do here. I'm going to wait for the tire to make the call, but what I'd like to do is attack the guard that I can see.
Yeah, certainly. Yep. I'm going to say that he's got partial cover, so +2 to his AC.
Okay.
All
right. Yeah. Now he's engaged otherwise with Filialis and with Windrah.
Yeah, fundamentally. So it's just the physical limitation of your colleagues in front of you and the central pillar blocking your action.
Yeah. Okay. So so therefore it's a sneak attack, really. Expecting it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. We'll give it a go as a action.
Yep. All right.
But,
unfortunately, no. You lunge over the Relp blade and you come through and you sort of hear clattering as it cuts in, but you notice you hit the wall on the side near his shoulder and you watch the Relp blade, whatever the material of metal this is, you watch it gouge the wall with the stone with a streak, and you watch the embers of its fire across the actual stone itself. You get this. Make an insight roll for me for Squadge. Okay.
Not great.
No, it's not great, but there's just this blade is changing. You can sense it.
Now, I made an attack on him, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. And was that was the guard, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Well, the second guard. So there's a guard in front that's been clubbed, and the guard behind with the spear that has just stabbed Windrah.
Okay. I can't get past these people, can I? The staircase is full, isn't it?
It is, and because you've got Windrah has stepped next to Filialis to help try and fend the guards off, while Filialis is getting back up. Filialis is next to Windrah, so there's no way you can get through.
And what's the staircase made of? Sorry.
Stone.
Excellent. All right, I'm going to use my fast hands.
Yep.
And I'm going to release my water skin again, just to really lube up those stairs, Matt.
So
I know it's not always.
So you're chucking your water skin down, like uncorking it and chucking it between your two companions onto the stairs?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So you chucking that down there. So what I'm going to say to you now, the very minimum effect you'll have from now on for those beyond lower than the point Windrah and Filialis are at the moment is definitely has become difficult terrain at a minimum, right? But there is now a higher risk for slip because the bearings, the blood, the water, it's all happening. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that would be your action. Filialis.
I think what I'll do is I'll beast spawn rage.
Yes. So you just fire up. Like, so Windrah, you're sitting next to him and you watch the, like Filialis, you can see on her back, her spine, like these thicker hairs, 7 here on the back of her neck start to bristle up. And this rage that starts coming over her. Yep, go ahead.
And then I'm gonna attack the
First guard?
closest guard to me.
Yep, go ahead. Oh no, so your first blow, he steps back, slips, and unfortunately the water sort of helps him slide back a little bit, but not enough for him to slip off the step, but dodges your blow.
Alright. Oh, I should check.
Dom, the electronic dice gods are not favouring you today. Go ahead.
Alright, so I have it for 1 round.
Mm-hmm.
But so that was bonus action. I did my attack. So
Okay. All right. So the 1 round will carry over into the next round, obviously. That's your round, so it's not the round that it activates. You've got that 1 round afterwards, which will at least hope mitigate damage if, any more comes through. All right. So... Oh, I missed a guard, didn't I? Where am I in this bloody turn order? What's going on? Right, doesn't matter. Damian, you're up.
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
What's this here?
Mate, your sound input's really light. You're really quiet.
I'm not. Are you sure maybe it's just I was speaking really softly? Or is it still loud?
I can barely hear you, I'm sorry.
Okay. How about that?
Oh, that's better. That's better. Yeah.
I just put the mic up to my mouth. That might help.
So you're blessed. You're casting bless.
Now, the question.
Yep.
It says...
Of your choice, within range.
Yeah, within range.
Yep.
Do I need to be able to see them?
No,
It doesn't say anything
no.
about
You're
seeing.
praying for them. You can pray for people in absentia. That's fine.
Are they all... I'm assuming they're all within 30 feet.
They are all, yeah. Every one of your companions is within range. So if you...
Yep, so I blessed all 3 of them.
All right, so they're all blessed. So you all suddenly get this real sense of well-being comes over you, but also this creepiness that comes with Damian, the blessing that comes from Damian's god. It's strange. That anyway, it's upon you, and you've used to it. You've experienced it before. Has there's a new spell for you, Damian? Is this one you've added?
No, I would have had this from the start.
Okay, so
Because
the
it
guys
comes
would have
with...
known you.
I got it from being a sorcerer.
Excellent.
So you all get a D4 with your attacks and saving throws.
Excellent. Brilliant. No worries. So that was your action. Any other movement or bonus action from you, Damian? You can get down the stairs if you want to be able to see. I can take you down there if you want to move forward about 5 to 10 feet around the corner and start to go down the stairs.
Yeah, I'll get a little bit in, but yeah, I want to be able to get to the... Yeah. Okay.
So what I'll do...
I'll go a little bit.
I'll put you here so you can see what's going on, but you're in the back of the queue, right? Up at the back, behind the rest of your companions. All right?
And I don't want Check Penny following me, so I want to stay where he was.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'll give you persuasion or intimidation to tell him not to come down as a bonus.
They're about the same for me.
Okay.
I'll be nice. I'll try and persuade.
Okay. You don't know. You don't know if he's listening, but you did your best as you went down the stairs. Okay.
Okay.
Windrah.
Yeah. All right. So we still got 1 guy.
Both still there. They're
Both
both
still there? All right.
Yeah.
Still the guy stabbing me with the spear right near me.
Yeah, he's pulled back, but the one in front, if you want to attack the one with the spear, he'll have partial cover because of the guy in front of him, but you've got the one in front that initially attacked Filialis.
We'll make another club attack on that guy.
Mm-hmm.
If I press the right button.
Excellent. No, you swing and it clashes, he dodges and it hits the brace in the centre of the staircase. Any bonus action?
Yeah, I will assume Starry Form.
Okay, great. Brilliant, that's quite a read, isn't it?
Yeah, well, just go down to the part that says Archer.
Archer. Where is that part? Is that in which chapter is it in?
Yeah, that would be the third chapter.
Okay. Translation of Archer, yeah.
Yeah, I copied and
Yeah.
pasted it.
Yeah, brilliant. So,
There's the
yeah,
Archer
I can make
one.
a ranged attack. That's your bonus section.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, go ahead.
So I don't know how to roll that.
That would just be a
because-
standard spell attack, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. +1 at the moment.
It'd be plus a d4 as well.
Plus a d4. Oh, yeah, because you're blessed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, would your club
Okay,
attack
I'm
have benefited
really-
from that? No. Okay, go ahead.
I'm really blind as to how I could do that. 'Cause that's...
Up at the top on
Spells,
yours.
mate.
So when you've got your spell on your spell sheet, your spells page, there should be a spell attack at the top. No, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's usually just your spellcasting, like ability score plus your efficiency bonus. I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that should.
Yeah.
I think so.
But how do I roll it? It's just not like a button or anything because
No.
this is from my main page, my core page.
Okay.
You're going to have to use the dice, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
Add the
Some
numbers.
mental math.
Math. I don't know.
God, how do I do this?
yeah, I don't know.
So D20 on the die roller. So give us a D20. Oh dear.
Yeah, and then my spell attack bonus is -1.
You're at 2.
Spell DC is 7.
Your bless is not going to work.
And I got
Unfortunately.
+1 for the wind, and then I get my little
Yeah.
bless right there.
Yeah, and unfortunately you need 13 to hit. So
Yeah.
it doesn't work. So the starry burst just goes off and dissipates into the corridor. Oh,
But at
how
least it looked
unfortunate.
cool.
How unfortunate. So as you do that, the guard that has behind you reaches again and lunges in again with the with the spear jab towards you again. 18 to hit.
Oh, no.
And hit you again, Windrah, for 6 points of damage. You still up?
Yeah, I'm still up.
Oh.
If I hadn't have had that long rest, I would not be.
All right. And what the captain who is below will again use his capacity for command.
Oh, no.
And its reaction to make a weapon attack, and he exhorts the spearman to attack again. So the guard will attack again towards you, Windrah, with the spear. 12 to hit this time. That
Yeah, I
hits?
have armor of 11.
Okay. And hit you for another 6 points. Like plunges the spear into you again. You signing
I'm
off?
on 2.
Sorry, you're on what side?
I'm on 2 health, so you know
Okay.
we're
Oh!
preparing. We're getting rid of.
So Filialis, the height, even though Windrah's not that much taller than you, the spear is like going into her abdomen and chest, and you're just getting sprayed with collateral blood as the spear keeps being retracted, and you're there like savage. Ah! Blood spraying onto you. All right. the host again is just frozen. It doesn't have much it can do. So it's just standing there. None of you need to be picked up. I'm just trying to think. Let me have a look. Is there anything that the host can do at the moment that could potentially take an action? No, it doesn't really have any of those kind of properties. Okay, so Squadge, you're watching as your friend Windrah has been carved up. Filialis is bleeding badly.
I'd like to remind you all that the creature said how great it was that we got a Stormborn on here. So just,
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'd like to do, can I? They're not big, these folk, are they?
No.
I'm going to try and move past them on the stairway to attack. First of all, so I'd like to, take I think it'd be a 10-foot move to use an attack on the first guard, not the one with the spear.
Yep.
And I believe that would still be a sneak attack for that one.
It would be for the first. Are you moving? So are you moving?
I want to sort of position myself to protect both of my ruptured companions.
All right. Now you do realise that if you step ahead of them, you're putting yourself at risk from what you've set up yourself. Blood, liquid, ball bearings. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. All
right. Okay. So I'll get you to. So definitely. I'll just get the dex save sorted out. Hang on a tick. No, con save. My apologies. Makes the con save. The guard makes it, but still takes that damage. So what was the total? Sneak plus piercing, 11 points of damage. That's enough. You see that the guard in front of you, you stab him with the blade, and the damage from the blade and the fire just like embeds into him, and he just starts falling backwards in the stairwell and away. So what I'll do now, the next guard, who is a bit further back in the stairwell, the one with the spear, now with his companion falling back, I'm going to give him a dex save for the things that you have set up, the water, etc. And he fails it. So you watch as he slips back and slides down. I'm going to say that in this particular case, it's not as bad that he's not stunned, but he is prone. And I'm going to roll 1d4 for me, Ben, and that's how much damage he takes from the fall back, like going down onto the stairs. All right, so he's taken 2 points of damage from just like going down with his shin onto the stair.
I'd like to back this up.
Yeah.
With a offhand attack.
Okay, go ahead.
I'd like to come up to him because he's prone, right?
Yeah, but he's also he was 5 foot further back, so you'll be making a dex save to go down to him to attack.
Yeah, now I get that, and I just want to put this in chat.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
You ignore difficult terrain, or difficult terrain doesn't cost you extra movement.
Okay.
So
but isn't it when you use the dash action though?
When you use dash, don't use dash. Okay, no, you're right. Okay, so no, I'm happy to.
All right.
Go for the roll, Matt.
All right, go ahead. Make a dex saving throw for me. The DC you've increased it. It's 13.
Yeah.
Oh, you make it. So what I'm going to say, I'm just going to get that stupid thing out of the way. I'm going to say you've come down to here, and you're into the guard. As you come around the corner, you can see that behind that guard is a much more heavily armed guard with a long sword. who's obviously the one that's been giving them those directions. There are more guards behind him.
Yeah, okay. I'm still gonna get the offhand back in
Okay.
because it'll have damage.
Yep. Go ahead. Oh, definitely.
18.
Yep.
7
Def-
sleep, 2
Yep.
piercing.
Yep. So 9 points. So the next guard again, who'd already hang on a tick. Yep, that had already also been injured, is enough too. That's actually exactly his hit points. So you've stabbed and killed the next one. So he starts falling away as well. I'll get the captain. Give him a dex save. What have we got? Let me just get that down. Is it? Oh, there it is. Oh, and he actually slips himself, but very, very minimally. But again, he will take 1d4 damage from collaterally. So if you want to just roll 1d4. 4 points. All right, great. So he clatters into the wall and nicks himself with his own blade. As that falls away. All right, so you move down 10 feet. Do you want to try and climb back up, or you're happy to stay there? If you move away from it now, it'll be an opportunity attack.
No, it won't, because
Because of your
if you read
capability.
ability.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to retreat back up, even if I have to do a saving throw to manage my way up the stairs.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so you get yourself back up, past Filialis, yeah?
Did you want a dex? Oh, no, just to
Sorry?
just next to him to help him.
No. You're not another dex save in the same turn. Once you've made it for that turn, you're fine. All right, so you get up to that point. Now that guard is dead, and I'm just going to get the captain's initiative in. 9. All right, so the captain will be at 9. And so, Filialis, you're up. Again, you would have to, you're small, you can move past Squadge to get to this guard captain if you choose to.
Can I currently see the captain?
Yes, you can. Yeah, because he's climbing up over the body, pushing the body aside of his fallen spearman. You're there with your companion, leaning here. Windrah's sort of leaning against the wall. Oh.
And my rage has gone away, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll maintain my current position.
Yep.
I'll just sling a dart at
The captain.
the captain.
Yep. Oh, that hits. So you slammed a dart in. Do you want to, click on your damage. 5 points of damage. So the dart slams into him, and you just hear this cry of pain, and so he swats it out with the hilt of his sword, and sort of out of the gap in the armor that it managed to slip through. You watch it spin down and add to the chaos of ballbearings, blood, water, and now there's a dart around in there as well. It's actually becoming quite dangerous down there. So that guard is gone and dead, and the captain is now there. Okay. Any other further action from Filialis? Bonuses, anything else like that?
Don't think so at the moment, no.
Okay. So standing your ground and moving on. Damian, you actually seeing the blood spatter. You can see it. You're watching as it's coming up the corridor. You can hear these bodies falling. You can see Windrah lolling back against the wall. Not looking good at all.
Can I get up to Windrah? Enough so I can just...
To touch her? Yeah, you can actually go, now that Squadge has moved forward, So you have Squadge has moved ahead of Windrah is leaning against the outer wall. Filialis is next to the pillar on the interior of the staircase. You can step up behind both of them.
Okay.
Yep.
So
basically, let's say you're basically here now. Get that stupid thing out the way. Yep.
I'll just okay. I'm going to can I see Filialis from here?
Yeah, they're next to each other. Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm going to set up a mind link and give Filialis the ability to talk with
Yep.
me.
Yep.
I just want to ask, what are we doing? Are we just punching first, asking questions later? Are we trying to escape? I don't really know what we're doing.
All right, so I'll ask Filialis to respond to that before you take your action. All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The host wants to get down these stairs, and there are soldiers in the way. So
Okay.
unless you can find another way down, we have to go through here.
Okay.
All right. No worries. And I'm going to hold.
Yes.
Can I hold my bonus action?
Yep.
To if any of my companions drops to 0 hit points,
Yep.
I'm going to cast Spare the Dying.
Okay, so you're getting really...
Yeah.
You're getting the embalming fluid out.
Sorry, guys. It's more beneficial for me to wait for you to go down, and then heal you, because then it maximizes how much I heal you.
Yeah. That's great, isn't it?
So,
that's brilliant. It's really good thinking, but I have this mental image, that classic, oh, you got down quick. Cast a hole, great, get back up. Another go, oh, back again. Cast again. That's great.
I was considering healing Windrah, but Windrah's at like 2 hit points. So at that point, instead of risking the roll, max.
It's like when you were fighting that Bezelwick knight, like, get up, knock down, get up, knock down. That's brilliant. Okay, no, that's excellent. Excellent
holding
plan.
that for if that happens.
Okay. Well, it could happen very soon because it's the captain's turn. So he will come through and just lunge in with his longsword in a two-handed blow towards Squadge. Which I can't get to because of that stupid thing.
That's okay.
Right. So he will... Let me just see... Or I'm just going to check his strike. All right, okay. No, he's going to go for his standard. He can make 2 melee attacks, so he's going to come in twice, like lunging at you with his short sword from around that long sword from around the corner. The first blow. He fumbles his first hit. What is it about Squadge and people with their two-handed swords fumbling? All right. Okay, so twist his knee, quarter movement. So what I'm going to do is make a dex roll at disadvantage for him. So we'll do that.
Oh, he's all right.
Disadvantage for 3. So he slips on one of the ball bearings. Right? So I'm going to say, not only has he twisted his knee for a quarter movement, I'm going to say that he is now prone, and roll 1 more d4 for me, Ben, for the damage from falling on it.
Nice.
Okay, so he takes another 3 points of damage from falling again. So he can use his own bonus actions, but he's lost his opportunity to attack you this turn. All right. He will use his let me just double check. Okay, he's going to use his directed strike to the guard coming with a spear behind him, with reach to attack you at advantage with a spear attack.
Yeah.
All right. Be one-handed. 20 to hit.
That's it. Oh, he's got advantage on it.
Yeah. With 3 points of piercing damage as the spearman behind lunges over trying to shield the captain. Very much in the same way that you guys have been doing for Filialis and Windrah. Okay, so the next guard in line is now also part of the initiative because he has reach. And I'll just resort that. That was an extra attack because it was directed. So just let me go back down to the captain who is now fallen. The next guard, who is the one who is behind. So he will now have another attack at...
Yep.
but misses, like clatters against the wall, and you dodge back, Squadge, with the next shot. Okay.
I think we skipped my turn.
Oh, sorry, we skipped your turn.
I was
My
9.
apologies.
Yeah.
Go ahead. All right, we will retract that if that guard does not get the ability to attack. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Is there any guard within 5 feet of me?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because you've...
How many?
No, only the captain who is prone.
Only the captain.
Yeah.
Are any of my companions within 5 feet of me?
Squadge. Oh, and Filialis, technically, yes.
Is there a way I can keep the captain within 5 feet of me, but not Squadge and Filialis?
So this is not directed, it's like a 5-foot radius?
Yeah.
Okay. Not unless, I'm just trying to think. No, because Squadge's had...
It's a circular stairway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, that not even if you told Squadge to get out of your way, he wouldn't be able to move in time.
Okay, well, then we will just say that in my blood loss and delirium, I'm going to thunderclap.
Okay. So you're out of it. Okay. DC 7 for 3 points of damage. All right, so that your DC would go up by 1 because of the storm, right? So the DC is now 8. So I will try that. So that is your companions.
Do I still have bless?
Yes, you do.
So I roll a 4 as well.
Yeah. So, all right, your companions are doing all right. I'll just get the captain, who is prone. So this is not a ranged attack, so it does have advantage on him. So that would be, he'd be at disadvantage for his saving throw. Sorry. And you have blessed, right. So let me get that. DC. And when it's DC, is it wisdom? It's wisdom, isn't it?
Con save.
Con
It's
save,
con,
is it?
yeah.
Con.
For thunderclap, it's con.
Okay, so it's a disadvantage at 16. So unfortunately, he has saved. So nobody unfortunately got injured by it. Just didn't quite work out. Bad luck, Windrah.
Well, however, it is heard up to what? 300?
100 feet.
Yeah, 100 feet, so it's the same. But at the moment, with the lightning and the thunder that's going on, it wouldn't be that big a deal. It would just blend into the background.
Just more.
All right. The host is... You see that the host, its form shimmers. And you see its form breaks up into like this like black amorphic thing with tentacles, and it just skirts down the inside of the stairwell. It goes past you, Filialis. You feel it go past your leg, and it slips around the corner behind you. As it does that, when it converts into this form, where are we? Where is the host gone? Damn it. Oh, get out of the way, you stupid bloody thing. Let me just go do one thing. Apologies. right. All right. So basically, now it comes into its own form. It reaches down on top of the captain who's in the corridor, and you see that it's
Fumble.
it lunges forward with these tentacles to try and attack. It's slipped, so it slipped on Squadge's stuff, ball bearings and things like that. And you watch as it it goes from being this sort of like creature that's sliding down to attack something to turn like into a like a ball of tentacles that starts rolling down the staircase, slipping in the blood and the liquids and things like that as it goes rolling down and disappears out of sight down the stairs.
We're coming.
You're really starting to think Lady Luck has completely abandoned you. Right, Squadge, you're up. There's the captain still prone. Hasn't had a chance to get up yet. You have advantage on a melee attack.
19.
19? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, well that definitely hits. So the captain will make a DC saving throw.
Yep.
13. Con save.
Oh, I didn't.
Sorry, you didn't.
That's
what?
all right. No. It didn't hit last time.
Okay.
Oh, con save makes it.
Yeah, con save makes it. So that's a total of 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's not sneak attack, is it? Oh yeah.
No,
It is. No.
yeah, it is because he's grown. So it's 4. Oh, I get it as 14.
14.
Is it?
Yep. 14. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. So he takes 14 points of damage as you bury the blade into him again. Oh, come on.
And I'm going to then offhand it. I'm going to offhand attack it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
At 26, a crit because he's at disadvantage.
oh, he is too. Beautiful.
Yeah, go ahead.
So that's 4 plus 11
Yep.
sneak.
Yep. So 15.
So 15 plus the 4 plus 1.
Yeah.
Because I think yeah, how good is that? So
Right.
15, so that's 20 on the, how does that work with a dagger?
Sorry.
Let's guess that's the sneak. Oh no, there's no sneak on that. Oh, can you only do sneak attack once? Hang on.
Yes.
Well, I might
I
be
believe so.
once per turn. Yeah, so it's not with the
So it's 4
damage.
points. 4 points.
And 4. Yeah,
plus your
yeah.
crit.
Plus 4 plus 1,
4,
I think, plus the crit. Yeah.
4 plus 1. What? Sorry. Oh, is that fire damage or?
No, that's just no, it's not that weapon. It's just my
Strength bonus?
what it's saying in there.
No, that's if it's a regular critical using regular D&D rules.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's 4.
It's 4 points, massive. So 12 points.
3.
Okay, 12 points of damage. So he is. Oh, gee, what is going on with Roll20? He is bad. He is bad. Right.
So that's my okay. Yeah.
All right. So
I
that.
can't really move because I'm kind of hemmed in, aren't I?
Yeah, and he is prone, but he can still attack. He's half his movement on his turn. So, do you want to move, or you want to take an opportunity?
Yeah, I would love to move past him.
Yeah, you can do so with an opportunity attack. He's on the ground.
Is he on this area? Is he on the level where we can step off this staircase?
No, not yet. In fact, if you want to push past him, you'll have to go through 2 opportunity attacks. Because there are more guards underneath.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to stay where I am.
Okay.
I've got to protect the the tire and the blood sponge.
Right. So, Filialis, you're up.
Okay. So how far away from me is the captain?
The captain, within reach. You could, because you're small,
Okay.
you can move past Squadge without issue. You will have to make a dex save though if you do so.
Yep.
All right.
I
so
will do.
give me a dex save.
Just because of how things are going, I'm going to use an inspiration. Just
Okay. Make sure. Brilliant. Okay.
Just
Wise. Oh, 14.
plus 1d4 for your bless.
For bless.
Off your bless.
oh,
Yeah, so mate, you're good. You're solid. You've made sure you're sick to death of this shit, and you're going down there. Right, so you're clear. You can attack.
yeah, but I just got me hands this time, so
Yeah.
versus that one.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Unfortunately, no. 12 does not.
Okay.
Oh, no. 14 because he's at disadvantage. No, unfortunately, still doesn't. You strike him, but an armor plate deflects you.
So, might as well.
Flurry. Okay.
So I'll make 2 more.
Mm-hmm. The third strike does hit. So can you give us your damage for that?
6.
Right. All right. So you go down there and you just reach over and you've had this shit. Filialis, like you're basically covered in blood. You've been slipping around. Shit's not going right. So you just stand over the top of this captain and you just cave. You push his nasal bone up into his brain. And you watch the front, even bend the visor at the front of his helmet, like the nasal piece, and that you wipe him out.
Does he have any any rank insignia or anything like that? Like obviously, like that could just sort of grab and show his underlings, but they think that I've taken down your captain.
Sure. All right. Yeah, he does. He's wearing like a sash over the top, and it does have a small, what looks to be like a copper badge. When you grab the badge and you pull it up in your hand, it is the sign of the dogfish. This is one of the proprietor's guards.
And then
Yep.
I'll forcefully present it to the guys, and
I'm going to give you an intimidation roll at advantage. You've got his brains and stuff and blood on your hand as you're holding this up. Okay, 13. Let me have a look. The next guard who's in front. Let me see. I'm going to make a saving throw. And it would be more of a, what would that be? Be a charisma saving throw, I think. And he just holds on. Just holds on. You see for a minute the fear starts to grab him, but he watches this captain fall down and you can see it in his eyes. Who is he scared of more? And then he realizes he's more scared of the proprietor than he is of you. And so the blade will be coming for you next. Right. One thing you do when you get down to that point, Filialis, you can look down. You can actually see that there are still 6 guards coming up this staircase. You've got a lot more to fight through yet. However, there is only one guard between you and getting off at this floor. It's not the floor you wanted, and you can't see where the host has gone in the dark because it's black, dark black color, and it's just sort of disappeared down into this.
I am luminous though.
You are luminous. Oh, you're giving some light. Yeah, you are definitely. So I'll give you a perception roll then. Sorry, Filialis. I appreciate this is a few things at once, but just give me a perception roll. Yeah, even with 13, you wouldn't be able to see where the host is gone. Not in that contrast with that light. All right, Damian, you still have your held action. Do you want to keep descending the staircase, or are you following your companions further down, or are you just staying behind Windrah now?
I'm not gonna hold my action anymore. I'm gonna drop that. I'm instead gonna cast.
So now that Filialis has moved forward to move past Squadge to attack the captain of the guard, you can actually move down to be beside Windrah and have line of sight on the next guard.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
All right. So you've moved forward 5 feet down. Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, that's why it wasn't popping up. Yep, I'm going to be casting Spiritual Weapon.
Okay. Unfortunately, 12 does not hit, but you're not blessed, are you? You've blessed your companions.
No, I blessed everyone else.
Yeah. So unfortunately, your spiritual weapon, it does fire up. I mean, the good thing about it is it does generate a little bit more light. In that moment, Squadge, give me a perception roll. Okay, so Squadge, you can see past the guards, you can see the shadowy tentacle form, and you can see tentacles are reaching up towards the legs of the last guard in line. All right.
Also, my spiritual weapon, as an homage to our host, is just kind of like a ball of writhing tentacles, and then when it tries to attack, it's trying to lunge and like grab onto their face.
Excellent. So
Didn't
you've
work this time,
you've got a
but-
format for it. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get a token together for it.
And
Calamari with death.
Yeah.
And the next guard hasn't taken any damage yet, have they?
No.
Can I?
Yep.
It's a range. I'm going to try a Sacred Flame.
Okay. Go ahead.
Which... the
DC 15. Yeah, definitely. Let me just get that up. DC
Dex
15
save.
Dex. No, fails it. So he gets blasted for 5 radiant. You can hear him yell out in pain. So I'll get the captain out the way, and the next guard is coming up here. And I'll just get his damage sorted out for 5 points of damage. So he stumbles back. He has to make another dex save because of all the slippery gear that's there. DC 13, which he fails. Roll D4 for me, Squadge. 3 more points of damage as he slides down from the sacred flame. So he just slips and is injured further from that point as well. I will now say he is also prone in the doorway. All right. So for you, Filialis, you're just watching all these people falling that you could leap on down on the ground, even though you're not raging at the moment. Right. Any further actions, Damian?
No, I just want to keep within line of sight, but I think I'm fine where I am.
Okay. So we drop our Windrah. You sort of against the wall. What are you doing?
I'll go for a wild swing of my club at the nearest guy.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to move down. Yep, lunge
Yeah,
over.
move it.
And you did no damage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I just kind of threateningly swung it around.
you swung, but you're sort of like locked in. And I think it was probably mechanically because you're trying to get over your companions in the way. You didn't quite get a blow going there. And it's more of a case of Squadge's shoulder sort of like deflected your momentum as you're trying to
Trying not to slide around on my own blood and all the ball bearings and shit.
Yeah, most definitely. Okay, so The next guard, there he is. So he's going to come up. He will, in this case, he can't, he's prone. He will use half of his movement, obviously, to get up from his prone position. But in this case, he's lost his spear, so he will lunge forward with his short sword. Now, I'm just trying to think. Filialis is right there, and Squadge is right there. I'm going to roll a d4. 1 to 2, it's Filialis. 3 to 4, it's Squadge. Filialis, you are the target. Right, so the short sword lunges towards you, but misses. Hit the blow. Okay. All right. The host. The host reaches towards the... Let me get rid of that stupid thing. Reaches towards the guard at the back. And fumbles its tendril attack again. Oh my god. I was even giving it an advantage with it. And it fumbled on the advantage. Oh. You didn't probably set your feet for it. You didn't set your tentacles while preparing your attack, and now it's prone. Oh my god. Jesus. Okay. Squadge. You watched it behind because you saw it before. You watch as it reaches forward, you're like, holding your breath that something's going to happen. And then you watch as it slips in this water again and goes rolling back down the stairs for a little bit.
Squadge has got a new appreciation for ballbearings, blood, and water, and what they can do in a fight, and how to use them, you see.
Excellent.
This guard that's prone.
Yes.
Yeah, so Squadge is going to take him out as well. So I was going to try and take him out. He's now that is with the sneak attack, a 19 to 13 DC con save.
Yeah, definitely works.
And it's a
he's made the con save.
Well, he's made the con save. So it's 12 and 3, 15 damage.
15.
Still considerable damage.
Yeah, that has killed him. He is dead. Right. So that one is gone as the next one steps forward.
Now, is that still within Squadge's capability to attack from there?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's stepping up to attack you.
So is there just like a pile of... They slowly like slipping?
Yeah, like it's getting harder and harder. Like the terrain's getting worse and worse. But with the water, they're sort of sliding down backwards. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to give an... How many behind him? Sorry, Matt. Just a quick...
Now there were still 6 behind him. He stepped up. Yeah, so there's 4 more behind him. Still 5 left.
Wow, that's just... they're going to get us in the end, right? That's just the way the numbers are going to work.
Now, you can, if you take an opportunity attack, if you wanted to, you can step onto the landing, but you'd have to get past this one guard first to do it.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to attack him then.
Yep.
And then use my mobility feat, which means if I've attacked him, draw an attack of opportunity.
Yep, sure.
So even if it doesn't hit, so offhand attack, it's a 11 to hit.
That does not hit.
And then once I've made a melee attack, I don't provoke attacks of opportunity.
Yep.
So I am now going to step past him.
Onto the landing or like out?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, onto the landing. Sorry, this isn't the landing we're aiming at. We're after one of them to go down below, aren't we?
Yeah, you will need to get down one more floor. So, look, what I'm going to do is if you're stepping onto that, I'm going to say you're here. So you're there. You've stepped around him through the doorway.
And is the host on this level?
No. is behind. The host was trying to grab the last guard in line.
Oh, so the host is down there.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's okay. Yeah, no,
Yep.
I'm happy
Yep.
to. I'm happy to. How big is this landing?
Well, basically, it's sort of like a roughly a 5-foot section where you step into a hallway. So behind you is a hallway, very similar to the one you went off in the previous floor. But you can see the doors are slightly differently set up. This floor is laid out slightly differently.
Oh, right. Okay, I see. Yeah. Well, I mean, if that's 5 foot of my movement, for
Yep.
25, 30, I'm going to come to here.
All right. So you just go down this corridor away from the landing and the guards themselves. All right.
Well,
Yep.
more to be sneaky.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
But Filialis, you do see that Squadge has leapt for the landing past the guard, dodged, like the spear blow, and is now the guard is now ahead of you, but I think because you'd move forward technically in that action, so I'll bring you forward, so you're now there, okay?
Okay,
Windrah
so-
would now be there. Yep.
So for this next guard,
Yep.
do I have to move to attack it, or can I just attack it from where I'm standing?
No. He's still prone. He hasn't had a chance to get up yet.
Yeah. He's ready to die.
Okay. I'll just
Oh.
I'll use my martial arts to give it a one bonus.
Oh, what? Sorry.
+4 from your plus a 1d4
Yeah.
for your blade.
Yeah.
All right.
So you've got a 9 so far,
So
plus a
13.
4, so a 13. 13 does hit. So you've got
Sweet.
Yep, and your damage
3.
3 and yep.
3.
6. Okay, so you slam in with 2 blows, solid, but unfortunately he's still fighting, as he's just starting to struggle his way up. Do you want to try and carry past him onto the landing? But in your case, he is prone, so he'd be at disadvantage with an opportunity attack against you, unless you have an ability to avoid that.
I don't think I will.
Okay, so you're going to stay where you are? Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Damian.
That guy's still holding on, right?
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna toll the dead.
On
Oh.
who?
The one that's still that's just holding on.
Okay, so you're going to knock that down because you still got your spiritual weapon kicking around, haven't you?
Yeah.
Let's say that's something else.
Sorry. Yep. Okay.
I wanna
So
I wanna start chipping down on the next one. after that.
Okay, brilliant. All right. So Toll of the Dead. No, DC's 50. Oh, yeah, definitely. I don't think it's
Wisdom.
gonna be that. Wisdom saving throw. Oh, and he makes it.
Jeez.
Oh, no, he's at disadvantage because he's prone. So
On a
no.
wisdom save.
Oh, no, of course not. It's a save. My apologies. No,
Yeah.
so unfortunately, no, it has not worked.
That's alright. Spiritual weapon it is then.
Okay.
Make the same attack.
Yep.
Melee spell attack.
Mm-hmm.
I see this as like a how Greek people flay octopus on rocks. I see that. A weapon.
That's brilliant. Well, that definitely hits, and you slam into him with the force damage, and that is enough. He's gone. Right, so that is... Yeah, it just smashes him, and you can hear his bones cracking from the energy as he falls out the way. The next.
Am I able
Yeah.
to shed out to check Penny?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, absolutely.
I want him to start following us now,
All right, so you're yelling out for him to come?
if he wants to at least.
Okay. So the next guard, initiative is better. So I'll sort that. So take that back. So the next guard will start in the next turn. So Windrah, you're up.
I guess going for a little further advance down and
Yep.
swing my club and hope it hits this time.
Okay, go ahead. So you're moving forward and attacking the next guard. Unfortunately, he's not prone. With the other guard there, though, I am going to say with your blow, he'll have to make a dexterity saving throw with all the contraptions that are in the hallway, plus his fallen companions, which he does make. But unfortunately, no, your blow has missed. Okay. Anything else?
Sorry, a frog just threw itself at me.
A frog. Right.
Yeah, no, I've got a frog collection up here.
Yeah.
and this one just right down at me and it scared the hell out of me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I got anything else.
Right. All right. So we shall move on. The host was prone, so is using half of its movement to climb up. I'm gonna see, where was it? 15 foot down. Yeah. No, I'm going to say it does get an opportunity to try and grab at the last guard in line. So it's going to have its go. It's getting this whole combat thing sorted out. 7, it does not attack, but it does have 2 attacks with its tendrils.
Nice.
And 20,
Oh.
it slashes like as it gets close, similar to Nastryn. Like when the tentacle tendril is coming forward, suddenly the edge hardens into a blade and slashes the last guard in line in the back and his leg. You hear this cry of pain further down. In a solid blow. Right. So we have Squadge.
All right. So now Squadge is going to approach the guard, which is obviously focused on the people coming down the stairs.
Yes, it is. Yes, he is. So you would clearly have, be able to sneak attack. Go ahead.
That's 25 feet of movement.
Yeah.
20 to hit.
Yeah.
DC
Okay.
13 con save.
Yeah. Which it does make. They're all making their con saves. Yep.
20 points of damage.
20, that's it. He's just stab. You see he falls away. Okay. And he is gone. What I'm going to do is, you've stepped up and done that. I want you to make a intimidation roll on Squadge's sheet.
Yeah. And Squadge yells out, you know, almost feeling the power of the raid.
Yeah.
It gives it an extra twist that's not required.
Go ahead.
And that's in the effort to... that's intimidation, yeah?
Yep, go ahead. Oh, very good. You see the guards below. There's only now the 2 of them with the 3 of them, and one of them's just been slashed in from the darkness by this thing when he turns around, and there's this like amoebic sort of creature like slashing at them. And with that, you can see that they lose their nerve and they just start pulling back. Now they will all have to make a dex save from all the garbage that you guys have actually been chucking down there. So the first fails. The next does save. And the last one, who's got his leg cut down at the bottom, He saves as well, but they're pulling out. They're retreating. All right. Are you letting them go, or are you pursuing them?
What say you, Tyre of the Knot?
Okay.
Let those two go. Let's
Yep.
tie up this one that we've got here.
Yep.
And bring him with us.
Okay. So you're going to grab the first one, are you? Yep.
Yeah, the
Yep.
one that's prone, I'm going to
Yep. Okay. So you're going to
line him up. And
Yep. And grab him. So you do that. What I'm going to do is make a strength roll for you, but you can do that with the help action, Filialis. No. Like you start trying to grab him, and he just starts pulling up. No, and tries to get away. But no, he doesn't try to attack you. But I am going to give him another dex save at disadvantage because he is trying to get up, and he slips again and falls down again. So you will have another chance to grab him. Now I'll give it to you again with the help action as you're trying to grab him as he falls again. Oh, and he slips out of your grip again. This time he just gets away. He just slides down, just starts moving away from you. All right, so they go barreling down the stairs. There will be an opportunity attack from the host as it goes past. So the first attack on the guard that was already injured, she kills it. The next one, as it goes past, attacks and like slashes the next one down. And the last one that you were trying to capture, you see now that this creature has got a sense of what you were trying to do. And this power of its gaze of control activates. And this is like energy emanates from it. So the guard who is at disadvantage, I'm going to say, is going to make a saving throw. What is it? DC 11. And fails it and just stops dead. Just standing there. And you watch as, with the occasional flickering from the storm, you see the creature reforms back into its humanoid form and walks up and goes, "It is yours to control."
take this one to Nastryn. I think
Take it
he
to
might have some.
eggs.
I think he could get some valuable information from this bloke.
And you see this creature, say she, looks at you, and she reaches forward to you. Still in your hand, Filialis. You still have the badge of that soldier, right? Wrapped up in your fist. Now it's in a semi-open hand. The host reaches forward and touches it, and says to you, "This will now act as a key." And she points towards the pillar, the central pillar, and you can see a door has been left ajar. She must have prepared it before she came up to collect you. She said that there is a staircase. It will go down 10 feet, and then a tunnel will take you outside to the other island. When you get there, hold this towards the pillar as you approach it, and the door will be there.
Alright, sounds good.
And you see as one of her legs morphs into tentacles, and you see the tentacles wrap around this guy and drag him away as the form turns back into the tentacle form and it starts moving up. So this doorway awaits. I think, guys, that's probably a good place for us to stop today. You know, as
Wonderful.
you're going to this doorway. So what I will show you is before we start, so you get a sense of this, nothing impedes your movement. You move into this pillar, you go down another spiral staircase and move along a cavern, like an underground tunnel. Partial carved, partially natural. It's about 150 feet, 200 feet, maybe. Quite damp. You can hear like a rushing noise above you, backwards and forwards, and over the you can't hear the lightning here, but you can hear the water moving above you. You're going underneath the estuary floor. And you, at that point, you then emerge here. Now, this creature is not with you anymore.
But Check Penny is, yeah?
Yep, because Check Penny, you asked him to follow. So you waited and Check Penny's come with you. But yes, so you have appeared here. Up here is the base of the pillar. But I do warn you, there are more guards around here. You can see that there are flatboats around the island. It's like the Proprietor has probably sent the vicinity of 80 to 100 guards to overwhelm Nastryn's, the Macabrey. They want you bad. All right, you can definitely see another detachment of guards is on this island, looking, searching. All right, guys, thanks very much.
Work.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All
Matt.
right, take care.
Can I say,
Yeah.
last session I was in, I got so jealous of you guys being near death. I just had to try it for myself.
You got sick of the mogging and near-death experience, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, for reference for next session,
Yes.
Bless and Spiritual Weapon both last a minute. How do I still have those, or let me go by them?
You are still that less than a minute. No, I think they would have gone by now.
Okay.
Yep, as
no
you
worries.
re-emerge out of the tunnel. So you've appeared out of a gap in the rocks here, and like a hidden passage opens up. So now you've got to get across this ground to the base of that pillar. All right. Okay, guys, take care. Thanks very much. See you next time.
Great work.
Thanks.